80 million people have watched this on YouTube.
But having a word on screen for 1 second is like too far.
My Jezebel Gabergably video, one of my most popular videos on my channel, was taken down by YouTube for breaching their sexual content and nudity policy. Now, if you watch the video and you have no idea what part of it broke the nudity policy, don't worry, I'll explain. If you don't know what the video was, I went through the career of this female musician who pretended to be a man to like gain traction within the incel community. What got the whole video claimed, the video that was about 25 minutes long, there was a part where I showed the lyrics of a song that Jezebel Gabergably made for exactly 1 second. The lyric was so provocative that it needed to get the whole video taken down. I wasn't given an option to like blur it or anything. It was in text form only. I didn't say it. It was just on screen for a second. I don't think I even like said it was a good lyric. I think it's just like it was there. But it was enough to get the whole video taken down. In case you're curious, the song is still up. Fan music video is up. A lyric video is up, which is interesting considering everything. The live performance, more uploads of the song, more edits. We got a lot. When you get a strike like this, I tried to appeal. It's already denied. It was just too much. It was too severe. They make you do what they call policy training. I was already like out of my mind. I was losing my mind when I saw that this was a claim. So I had to do the policy training, which is a questionnaire proving that you know what the YouTube terms of service are. If you do it, you can get away with a warning instead of a strike. So I did the thing. I was already mad, and the whole thing was giving me examples that were way more severe than anything in my video. They're giving me examples about how if you film this protest and everyone's naked, you don't have to censor it if you give proper context and explain why they're protesting naked, because then it's education. I'm sitting there, I'm having to click that it's not breaking terms of service after my video got taken down for a single word that's on screen for a second from a song that's still on YouTube. Another example, I don't remember how they phrased it. I wish I filmed it. I don't remember the phrasing, but it was pretty much like you can put it on YouTube as long as you like censor the pulls and the pulls. That's okay, because then it's no longer really gratifying. But it's really gratifying to have a song lyric up. I know that a lot of you watched it because of that lyric. I know you were gooning to the lyric.
When they said the word.
And I not even said, it was just on.
I like how it implies that your video is really gratifying.
According to YouTube it is. I wanted to take you along with me. I wanted to learn and see what isn't really gratifying and what is allowed on YouTube. So let's just see what some things that are completely fine, that are just kind of like educational. This is not really gratifying. That's like common misconception. If it's actually educational, it's kind of like your parents giving you the birds and the bees, except it's Cardi B. It's not age restricted at all, so it's really good. It's for all of the 3 and 4 year olds with iPads. You know, they're 3-4 years old. It's about time they start getting their birds and the bees talk. The parents don't even have to do much. They can just put on Cardi B WAP. And then you might be saying, if they watch this, their education is not complete. So they get kind of the other side of the story. They can watch Lil Nas X all bulged up, grinding against Satan. Another really educational.
We see the difference. These ones are government sponsored.
This is actually, I heard Bill Gates made this one.
He plays Satan.
There's no makeup involved. He had to take off his makeup for this video. Yeah, by the way, just so we know, while Lil Nas is grinding on Satan, I got censored for having a single word on screen for a second. And if you're saying, oh, it's because it's language, it's a bot, it's picking it up, it's a bot, which yes, there's no way a real person watched my video. No real person watched mine, so we might be saying it's language, that's why. Let's take a look at this podcast here. If you don't know, because the thumbnails are all whack, it's this guy. These guys that like sit and argue with 20 fans girls for 7 hours, they say way crazier stuff. However, let's get back into the visual category. This is it's video, it's a visual format. Let's see what the visual you can see. One thing you might have noticed is like they censored the channels and the posts and whatever. Even if you watch Lil Nas X's prison video, all of the black guys are dancing naked, but they're actually pixelated, so it's fine, it's not gratifying. So maybe wondering, what can I watch that is a little more explicit, let's say? I have just a niche for you called breastfeeding videos. So the kind of cool thing about breastfeeding videos is that that's kind of the whole context. You don't really need to say anything, and it's already like explained away according to YouTube. So this channel has 100,000 subscribers. There's 158 videos. All of them are this woman breastfeeding. I've watched a few. There's no voice at all. There's nothing said. Once you're in that niche, it's kind of beautiful because you don't have to explain anything. This one, for example, is just called cute girl, #bikini, #model, #swimwear, #fashion. You can tell it's really educational. This woman figured out her grift. That's what I gotta say. This is not a actually gratifying thumbnail, just so we're clear. It's not like a word. This is a whole channel, by the way, that's all stuff like that. Here we go. This is a video called Mama's Milk. This one's literally called Underwear Lookbook Bare Apron Edition, Warning Steamy Content. So then you might be thinking, I saw this and my first thought was, this woman's doing way too much. They're trying to have this cover story to make it fine. You don't need that. You can just have like Japanese. It's actually educational because the guy's teaching you how to give a massage. It's actually educational content.
This is kind of the videos that YouTube wants you to watch.
You might be saying, I'm not a nice guy, I'm more of a guy, don't worry. I got you covered. Japanese too, you don't have to get out of your niche either. That's really gratifying video, it's a tutorial. It's really important for nipples to like poke out so you know where his hand placement is so you can replicate the massage at home. If you want more, there's actually, there's... I think it's a straight up someone downloaded one and digitally zoomed in. They're naked. There's a heart censoring filming in the corner. So I think this is literally someone zoomed in and put it on YouTube, and that's okay. You can see the guy moved his mouse, and you can see he's recording it from a different website. It's literally re-uploads. There's whole playlists, by the way. There's whole playlists of this. There we go. If you want to follow along at home, this is there's also XXX Hubs 26. This is the 26th place. And then if you are kind of in the mood for something more educational, top 10 lists always do well. Top 10 hottest stars with the biggest in 2022. So this is more educational, but it's not like sexual content. This is not as bad as a word. Whole account completely dedicated to porn tier lists. Kids are allowed to watch this. This is not age restricted, and 80 million people have watched this on YouTube.
What percentage of those are like children? Like if you're like a parent, like you can block sites, but like you can't really block YouTube. Yeah, you can block YouTube, but like you wouldn't think to maybe.
Because even if they like think that there might be something inappropriate on YouTube, they won't let you see age restricted stuff. But this is not age restricted. None of this is age restricted. Even if they have those settings on, nothing stops kids from watching this. No, things are about to get dark really soon. We're about to jump into the abyss together. If you don't think you can handle what's at the bottom of the abyss, this is your last chance to turn back. Once we're in, there's no climbing out again.
Can you give a hint to what it is, just like in case they're not scared?
So far, you've only seen adults. First we have something that's kind of a classic. We have cuties. One thing that was interesting about this is the video is age restricted. I don't think there's a single adult in this video. I don't think anyone who was in this video can watch it. And you might be saying, no, that's just a movie, that's not... You're twisting it, it's just a movie. That's not real, these are not real children, this is a movie. Don't worry. We have essentially the same thing, but with like no-name kids, called it's called Twerk. I'm not gonna play the video. But it's the same thing, except it's like real girls that look, what, like 10, 12 years old. It's a dance academy tutorial for twerking.
YouTube's kind of revealing their hand on what they value with, they're kind of revealing what they think about stuff here. They're
really revealing a lot here. It's a really revealing session. By the way, all of this is not hard to find. Literally, it took me last night, I was on YouTube for about 15 minutes, searching up crazy things to see if I can get something. All of this is like first results.
Cardi B again coming back, by the way.
Yeah, it's kind of, you can see the whole cycle in this one frame here. You can see the whole cycle. Last one I just kind of thought was interesting. It made me go, because it's not directly nudity, but I don't understand why this guy would make this playlist if he wasn't a freak. So we have a playlist called Children Bathing with Clothes On. This is a real playlist that has 173 videos. And by the way, the playlist has 54,000 views. If you don't know how YouTube works, that's not the views of the videos. That means that 54,000 people opened the playlist and clicked on a video from the playlist. Some of these videos don't have like millions of views. Like this one is over 5 million, 6 million. It's a very popular niche. It's also not the only playlist of this kind. It's really easy to find crazy stuff on YouTube. But that's fine because none of this is as bad as a word. I think the moral of the story is I'm not like focusing on what was censored per se, more on what's allowed to be there. Because I think my video was censored by a bot. I don't think a real person ever like contributed. I don't think it's like a malicious censorship or anything. It's more focusing on what you're allowed to see. A lot of people online, they'll spend a lot of time talking about the types of views that are being censored or that these tech moguls don't want you to see. I think you are just as influenced by what you're allowed to see as what you're prohibited from seeing. The fact that all of this is freely available, and more by the way, all of this is I'm just showing you like one example from niches that have like thousands of videos without age restriction or anything. It's just as much about what's being pushed on you and what you're allowed to see as much as it is about what's being hidden from you. I think here you can see the whole history from more provocative stuff being allowed, like music videos, to pornography being pushed on you. You can see it in the middle. And now we're looking at the dark future. The point of my video is I want you to know what sort of stuff is allowed on YouTube. And I'm not going to tell you why it's allowed on YouTube or why what kind of message you're supposed to get from that, but I want you to just sit and I want you to ponder after this video why that was allowed.